She does nothing. She only leaves the house to go to the shop, and she wouldn't even run a brush through her hair to do it.
Maybe she's depressed.
Who isn't? I wish I had the luxury of being depressed.
You can't comment on depression if you've never had it.
No, I know. But she's not depressed. Well, at least she doesn't look it when she does eventually venture out of her house. At the weekend, when she goes out and gets full.
And what? She's stuck in the house all week with a child. Big deal if she goes out at the weekend and has a drink.
Yeah, maybe you're just jealous because the highlight of your week is us two in a bottle of wine.
You could do worse.
No, I'm not being funny. I just think it's unfair that I work my ass off all week to cover my bills and she sits on her hole and has a better life.
She's sitting on her own in a house with a child.
No, don't pull the single mother card. I've 2 kids and I'm on my own.
Yeah, but you're a superwoman.
No, I'm not saying I'm great. I just think it's frustrating that I work and my taxes go to keep her and her child.
That's the system, though.
No, the welfare state is there to support people when they need it. That's one thing about this country to be proud of.
All right, you big prod, keep it down.
Sure, you use that system, Erin. You get tax credits.
Yeah, working tax credits because I work.
Still benefits.
Which allow me to work as a single parent.
Hold on, right, so you went on holiday for a week. You have a car. Now, all right, you're not loaded, but I mean, you can afford extras. So some people might be looking at you and saying, well, she doesn't need tax credits if she can afford a car and a holiday, and I'm out paying my taxes.
I'm not talking about tax credits.
That's convenient.
I just think the benefit system doesn't work anymore. People have now become dependent on benefits.
The play is called Entitled, and it looks at the implementation of welfare reform into Northern Ireland. I think I wanted to touch the issue because it's terrifying, because it terrifies me. I think I'm a single parent on a low income. It impacts on me, it impacts on loads of my friends, loads of my family. And I think it's a subject that people aren't talking about. I think people are in denial about the impact of it, and I think the kind of narrative that's been told about welfare reform in Northern Ireland is that we're okay here and everything's going to be fine, and actually we're not. And when I kind of started doing my interviews, because I interviewed people on benefits for research, I would interview people just to get their opinion on how they thought it was going to affect them, and then people started saying to me, it's not going to affect me, and I was kind of going, no, it definitely is. So people, I think, have been fed mixed messages about it, and that's terrifying. And when it does come in, people's benefits are going to be cut. It can leave people in difficult circumstances.
We're highlighting the issue and we're asking people to engage with it, and we're in this instance we're using this piece of theatre as a provocation. That's not always the role of theatre, but in this instance we hope it is, and we hope that there'll be enough people who want to engage with this and have a discussion around this, and obviously this TV station's interested in knowing about it, so that enough people will begin to ask questions and begin to strive for something that can actually serve the community here rather than have them sort of floundering in the dark. I think that's the challenge of theatre as well. I mean, if you just put people on stage just having a discussion about it, and talking about what their theories are behind it, that's going to really bore everybody to tears. But Finn's come up with a really interesting structure, and that's actually, that's then the other talent of the playwright coming in. So this is a different kind of play. She's calling it an audience referendum.
After the performance, we're going to have some speakers, and then we're having an audience referendum. So there's no kind of audience participation. It's really just that kind of theatrical trick. And the idea is to kind of encourage people, I suppose, to use their voices, to use their vote in March, and to remind people that they can change things. And we're not, I think sometimes in Northern Ireland, we get a bit disillusioned by our politicians and by politics that we so many people have said to us, we don't vote, sure, who are you going to vote for, what's the point? And actually, we need to stop and we need to change that, and that's kind of why we're doing the audience referendum. But we say at the end of it, it doesn't mean anything, but actually it will mean something in March.
You're being racist.
It's not racist, it's an opinion.
So we've 3 amazing female performers, Bernadette Brown, Curran, and Louise Mathews, who are kind of leading the performance. Then we have the Macha Community Company are performing in the show, so there's 12 of them. And they're kind of from all areas of Belfast, some outside of Belfast. We have a girl from Argentina, we have a guy from New Zealand, so they're all over, and they've all been kind of engaging in the discussion about welfare reform. And actually some of them, it will impact on them as well.
We've got people on the stage who have been sanctioned. So when they're talking to the audience and when they're speaking the words that Fionnuala's researched and written, they mean them. They mean this with a passion. So the way that they're going to engage with the audience is radically different from somebody who actually hasn't experienced this. This is a matter of their life and death. This is a matter of how their children get on in the world. So this is a kind of an energy that we really want on the stage. So it might sound as if, on some level that it's social work. It's not. For us, it's actually, that's exactly the kind of energy that you would want to use if you were making great theatre. And they're fantastic. People should come along and see them because they're really passionate about what it is that they're doing.
So it opens on Tuesday the 14th of February at the Mac Belfast, and we run until Saturday the 18th. All the shows are at 8 p.m. and we have a matinee performance on 3 p.m. on the Saturday the 18th. Then we're taking the show to Space in Bangor on Tuesday the 21st. Then we're in Newry, Sean Hollywood Arts Centre on Thursday the 23rd. And then we're actually doing a performance in Derry, in the Derry Playhouse, on the 25th of February. And that's hosted by the Derry Trades Council and First Housing. We've kept the tickets purposely low, so the tickets are £10, the concession is £8, and we also have a group discount for groups for 6 people or over that are £5. But we also put out some information if anybody is on low income, say their benefits have been cut or anything like that, and they still want to see the show because people need to spend money on travelling down and stuff as well, that we will supply tickets for them. And we have had people contact us to say their benefits have been stopped and they want to come and see the show and engage in the discussion.
There are some really interesting politicians that are coming along to engage in the production. So the show is playing up in Derry, and Eamon McCann's going to be the politician that's there that day. We've also got People Before Profit are coming into the MAC as well, with Jerry Carroll's coming in, and we've also got Alex Atwood from SDLP. We haven't got anybody from DUP and Sinn Féin yet, but we are ever hopeful.
We have some of the highest poverty rates in the UK.
We all have a choice. Your life is what you make of it.
Exactly. And that poor, hard done by working class story really gets on my nerves. I came from nothing, got myself a job. I work and raise 2 kids on my own.
Just don't think it's as black and white as that. I mean, you try finding a decent job in a recession.
Please, I'd find a job like that.
A decent job?
That's the problem. Some people think they're too good for some jobs. If you've no money, you should be prepared to scrub floors and clean bogs.
Exactly, you can't afford to be picky.